The breaking news off the hopper this morning, in the least shocking news ever, Jason Spezza is headed to Pittsburgh as an assistant GM. Your initial thoughts, Rosie?
Who's coming with me? It was Jerry Maguire and Jason just, me, daddy, me, daddy. You could tell he was like his right hand man. He was on his hip. As soon as DUBAS got fired, Spezza stepped down. You knew there was a conversation there. Hey, wherever I go, you're going. And, not a huge surprise for him to be the assistant GM there and kind of be working along with DUBAS in another way and whatnot. But again, it makes me think, like, what is it about DUBAS that breeds this loyalty and this desire for teams to feel like they need to have him, or people like Jason Spezza feeling like they need to follow him? Like, he must have this kind of a mind or a charisma. Like, I'd like to sit in on a meeting with him or something and see. He seems like a smart, intelligent guy, but again, like, why does he have that pedigree already so early in his career at his young age when he really hasn't? I mean, he's accomplished things as far as getting to these points to have these titles on these big outfits like the Toronto Maple Leafs. But as far as having that high pedigree where he's just a must-make guy, it's just kind of interesting. And obviously another sign of that proof is Jason Spezza following him to Pittsburgh.
At risk of being insensitive, man, there's just so many similarities to David Koresh. I don't know if you saw that Waco documentary a couple months back, dude. I just can't stop drawing comparisons. Like, people will die for Kyle Dubas. And I understand, too, like, everybody's got their guy. Very similar to Brad Treliving bringing in Shane Doan. Everybody's got their guy or their team or the people they trust. So I understand the move. I really do. And quite frankly, I think it worked out for all parties involved. Kyle Dubas got a promotion. And now Jason Spezza got a promotion, right? He was an assistant to the GM, slightly different title. Now he's an assistant GM in Pittsburgh. I could just wonder what these people truly do behind the scenes that make them who they are. But that's a question probably we'll never have answers to. Obviously, there's the relationships there with Kyle Dubas. And I'm curious to see where this goes when it comes to Pittsburgh. Like, is there more coming from Toronto is my question, Rosie.
Yeah, good question. It's hard to say, man. It's kind of that dog days of the year. They're putting their ducks in a row, and it's like any point in time, there could just be a headline breakthrough on anything. Like, go Toronto Maple Leafs. It could be a trade. It could be an announcement. It could be, an addition of another top executive brass type guys. And, I think it's smart for Treliving to have hockey minds around him. And I think he's already expressed that you want guys around you who have been places that can challenge you. And when we had Berkey on our show too, I like the way he said, you want guys that can, challenge you, have a different avenue of thinking that maybe you wouldn't have got to on your own. And just, you want all avenues explored before you make these big decisions. And for a GM who ultimately you do want to have the last say, but you want to make sure you have all the information and all the angles covered before you do pull the trigger on any big decisions.
Justin Hall's next, right?